Okay, so our OSB sheets are 4 feet wide, and these are 2x6s, and so we're gonna be maxing out their span. This is about the longest. It's almost 10 feet, or just over 9 feet. It's about the longest a 2x6 can span at 16 inches on center. So on your tape measure, the red marks are, if you were to lay out 16 inches on center. So those are the red marks. So you're gonna have basically a stud on each end and 2 in the middle at 16 and 32. So basically what we're gonna do, this is just on the pile so I can show you guys, but basically what we do, so we have the edge of the plywood there at the edge of the joist, and then we'll go to 16, and we want the center of our joist to be at 16 inches, and the joist is 1.5 inches wide. So we'll come back 3/4 of an inch, and we'll make a mark there, and then we'll put an X on the side where the joist goes. Okay, and then we'll go up to 32. Same thing. Go back 3/4 of an inch, mark that, and then put an X where the joist goes. Okay, and so we'll do that. The only exception is on this part right here, where we're gonna be over the garage door and over the lift. I'm only gonna do 4 feet there. So I'm not gonna keep going across. So on that one, when we get to 4 feet, we wanna actually mark 4 feet and put an X here, because this will be the edge of our plywood, and we want our joist to be underneath, or our OSB, we want the joist to be under our sheeting. Okay, so I'm gonna do that up on that ledger board there all the way across, and we'll start from this end. So on this one we'll run them all the way across, and then on this one here we'll do 4 feet, and on this one here we'll do 4 feet, and then on the back side of this truss we'll go all the way across as well. We got most of this joist hangers installed. You can see them up there, and we're starting to put in the floor joists. And I just wanted to show you guys the proper way to nail in the joist hangers. I see this done incorrectly quite often, and so I just wanted to show you that real quick. So these joist hangers are nailed into the ledger board, or this is the truss on this side, but they're using these Tico nails. I think Tico's a brand, but they're joist hanger nails, and they're short and fat, and those are what nail into the ledger board. So that's what these nails are here. Now what I often see is people use these same nails to nail into the joist, and that's not the right way to do it. So the right way to do it is you take a 16 penny nail, and there's these holes on the side, and you put the 16 penny nail in there and you angle it. See if we can get a better view, but you angle it so that it goes through the joist into the ledger. So you don't go straight in to the joist like this. You angle it so that you're going through the joist into the ledger, and that's the proper way to nail joist hangers in. All right, so let's go ahead and nail this side on this one. Okay guys, and that's what it's supposed to look like right there. So those 16 penny nails are nailed in, angled through the joist and into the ledger board. So we finished getting the joists in, and we got the decking on, and we actually started moving everything up there. We got this attic ladder that's supposed to support 250 pounds. So we started getting some of that stuff out of the way. You can see behind me. We actually spent a lot of time cleaning up in here. But there's a lot to do. So that's the finished product. The ladder is kind of a cool thing. It folds up and it's spring loaded, so it goes up to the top.
And what typically happens, I had the kids come out and help me, which was a huge help. Then I forgot to turn on the video camera, so we didn't get much of the last product here, but I'll show you how that ladder works.
The ladder has a maximum height of 9 feet 10 inches, and we're at 10 feet exactly. So I'm gonna have to figure out something on the legs there. We've been using this little pedestal, but it gets kicked around and knocked out and stuff like that. So that's not a permanent solution, but that's what we did for now. And the other thing we did, so I put in some lights up there. I got a switch right here, and I'll just pop up and turn that on real quick. Okay, so some LED lights up there. And you can see there's that cable up there, and we made this hoist. And I'll climb up there and you can see it better from up above. But since this ladder here only holds 250 pounds, I'm 190 pounds, so I can't carry anything very heavy up that ladder, which I probably don't want to anyway. So we rigged up this hoist. There's a stainless steel braided cable up there, and then we just got a couple of pulleys and rope to hoist up that platform. So when we get that trolley loaded up and hoisted up high, then it'll actually go on that cable and it'll go all the way back to the back wall up on top of that platform. So basically whoever's down here holds the rope to keep the load up, and then whoever's up top just pulls the trolley in up onto the deck up there, and then we lower it down from down here. So I'm up in the loft now. That's what that platform looks like from above. It's basically 4 chains with a little box structure on the top to keep the chains from pinching in. And then the pulley, and you can see we got quite a bit of sag in this cable, so it'd be nice to get that a little bit tighter. I was a little hesitant to make it very tight because it's basically drilled through the webbing of that truss, and trusses aren't meant to take side loads, so I didn't want to lift anything too heavy or pull too tight on that cable. So the most we did was like 2 of these totes at one time. But it'd be nice if that thing was a little bit bigger, that little trolley. So we might mess around with stuff and come up with a better solution, but for now, that works. So here's a bunch of the stuff that we brought up here. And here's the top of the ladder. So this arm has a spring inside of it, and it's connected to the top of that ladder. And basically that ladder slides in channels. It folds up, basically slides into, it's 3 sections and it slides to make 1 section. And then that spring helps it slide back up onto this platform up here, and then it stays folded up, and then there's a little stick it comes with, which is leaning up against the ladder down there. It's what I flipped that light switch on with. And it raises and lowers the ladder as necessary. So I'll go down and I'll show you that real quick. So on each side of the ladder, we have these little pins, and the ones on the right side lock out, and the ones on the left side, they're spring loaded, so you just hold them in after you lock out the other side and just lift up the ladder. And then there's little holes where it locks throughout, so I'm going to try to do this without dropping the camera. Okay, so you can see that's 2 of the sections put together. Okay, basically this slides up on those tracks, and that spring arm pulls it up, and that's stowed basically. So then to get it down, it's the reverse. I put my little arm on there. Pull it down. And we just pop these out. Make sure they're clipped in. kicking the platform around down here. That's basically how that works. So a little bit better with 2 hands. So that's our new loft, and we'll get this all cleaned up, and then we can start using this space for more barn stuff to keep out here for the time being. All right, thanks for watching.